Islamism is rising all over the United States of America and the Western world. The question that we keep on asking in this channel is, will the West do anything? Well, this idea of Epic City in Texas is getting some pushback, finally. I'm Tala Traveling Clat, your sweet Zionist prince. I have been paid $7,000 by the Israeli government to make this video. You can potentially as well by getting the merch down below in the description at travelingclat.com. And let's just check out this out. This is the Meadows, formerly named Epic City, that's East Plano Islamic Center, is not just a residential community. It's a hub for Islamic control and probably what will breed terrorism in the future in Texas. Let's take a look.
279-acre land. So like you said, brother, masjid, homes, a total Muslim village. So we're still debating on the name, but it's going to be something Muslim name and a village attached to it, right?
They're not just building houses. They're building a beachhead for Islamic conquest in the heart of Texas. Epic City, which stands for East Plano Islamic Center, is a 279-acre development outside Dallas.
Of the streets, Khalid ibn al-Walid, Tariq bin Ziyad, like all the great conquerors. Like people need to Google those conquerors and know like what are we made of. Yeah, Google Tariq bin Ziyad.
Tariq bin Ziyad is a Muslim commander who invaded Spain and conquered Christian land. And they want to name American streets after him. Here they are bragging again about a legal ordinance forcing 75% of homeowners' fees to support Masjid, the mosque, knowing Christians won't want any part of it.
So that service fee will put there 75% of the service fee you're paying goes to the masjid. Hey, this is the law. One of the laws being your yearly contribution, 75% of it goes to support the masjid.
People keep saying, bro, these Muslims are taking over. Man, if you keep saying it,
yes,
I'm actually going to do it.
Comes over to the USA.
Starts naming streets.
Starts naming streets after Islamic conqueror.
We 6.8 million we raised in 40 minutes. This is what you make John Smith do when you got the money.
Welcome to Irving, Texas, and we are entering a very interesting community, a community made up of Muslims, a community where the street names are all Muslims. This is the Valencia State's Mahmoud Egal Drive. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen, only in Dallas, Texas, where you will see these homes where not even the people inside are Muslim, but actually
look at the street names, Mahmoud.
the name of the streets are Muslim. Amal Saleh Drive.
Why? What have these people done to America? How are they getting streets named after them? How?
Check out these homes. We are looking at these homes here in Irving, Texas. There's another brother. Assalamu alaikum, brother. MashaAllah, MashaAllah. This is this before. You got to see this.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brothers and sisters, I'm sure many of you have heard of the amazing project that we're doing known as Epic Cities. We are, alhamdulillah, constructing an entire city half an hour from downtown Dallas, literally 30 minutes from our own Plano Masjid over here. It's going to be a city of over 1,000 people. Alhamdulillah, we launched this website last year and we sold the entire phase 1 within days. Because of the demand, we are now opening up Epic Ranches. Epic Ranches is an exclusive opportunity for those who want to be within minutes of Epic City, but also want larger plots. We have 2 Epic Ranches. Epic Ranches 1 begins with 1 acreage and goes up to 5 acreage. And Epic Ranches 2 has plots of ½ acre and also investment opportunities for those who want to build condominiums. Brothers and sisters, this is a limited time opportunity. It is an amazing time to invest for the future, not only in yourselves, but of your children after you. We are inshallah ta'ala going to change the entire da'wah scene by demonstrating to the world what it means to be a Muslim living in the West.
Bring about a revolution. If every one of us, brothers and sisters, we are in this audience over 10,000. If every one of us made it our goal that I'm going to change the minds of 10 people, 10 people, I'm going to change the minds of 10 of my colleagues, 10 of my friends, 10 of the people I associate with in the next year. That would automatically mean 100,000 people are now seeing the world from a different perspective. If all the Muslims of America did the same thing, what would happen? We would literally bring about a political and cultural revolution. This is our job in this country.
What do you guys think? Good idea or bad idea? It sounds like a genuine nightmare. Like, actually, it sounds like a fucking nightmare. Not because Islam is bad. Okay, it has nothing to do with that. But Western Muslims have been so corrupted by such a violent and horrible version of Islam. Can you imagine an entire autonomous Muslim zone inside of the United States? You know they don't adhere to rules. They don't adhere to the laws of the United States of America. Do you understand what that will breed? What kind of hate and bigotry that will breed? And all the disheveled and miscombobulated white people in the area who are looking for identity because for some reason we've told them they can't have one. They're going to go there. They start converting to Islam en masse. They're going to feed and prey on them. 12-year-old boy speaks out against Muslims handing out hijabs in Sharia law pamphlets.
Good evening, members of the school board. My name is Leland Saunders, and I'm a 12-year-old resident of Farmersville, Texas. I understand that the outside organization was approved to be on campus. However, I am concerned about the religious material that were handed out to students during the lunch period. The following materials were handed out: hijabs, Qurans, and Sharia law pamphlets. Public schools serve students from many different religious backgrounds and students who have no religious beliefs at all. Because of that, I believe our schools must remain neutral when it comes to religious promotion during the school day. Even if participation was voluntary, handing out religious texts and items during school hours raises questions about whether that crosses the line from education into religion. That is something many families, including mine, are uncomfortable with. If one religious organization is allowed to distribute materials, would every religious or ideological group be allowed to be given the same opportunity? If so, how will that be managed fairly? If not, how is that even equal treatment? This is not about criticizing any specific religion. This is about maintaining neutrality, fairness, and a religious boundary from education and religion. I respectfully ask the board to clarify the guidelines regarding outside groups and religious materials and to ensure that policies are applied consistently moving forward. Thank you for your time.
Very important message from that young lad. Very important message. Is he going to get the attention he deserves? Probably not. And we listen again to the locals here in the United States of America who are dealing with this. Designated foreign terrorist organization that sends paid lobbyists to Texas. Let's take a look.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman.
What's your point of order?
CAIR's stated goal is to push Sharia law in the state of Texas, and now they're here to do it in our schools. And for that reason, Governor Abbott designated CAIR as a foreign terrorist organization. Can we have the leader of a foreign terrorist organization testify for the State Board of Education?
As we've talked about twice before, the testifiers here today have a First Amendment right to testify in front of this body.
Can I ask another question, sir?
Sure.
If she is here signed up on behalf of the organization that was designated as a foreign terrorist organization, and this is one that not only the FBI called a Hamas front group, but they also said that they had suspended formal ties to this organization or formal contact with them in 2008, and the governor's proclamation states they can't even own property in the state of Texas. So I understand the individual right to the First Amendment, but does that also apply if they're here on behalf of an organization?
So I've consulted with legal, and the answer is yes, they can testify. They have the First Amendment right in this context of public hearing, in so much as we do not go into vulgar content and things of that nature. And if we do, then we'll readdress it then. But hopefully, for all testimony today, we will not go there.
Okay, I won't listen to them push Sharia in our schools.
Good morning. My name is Shayma Zayan. I'm the Operations Manager for the Council on American Islamic Relations, Austin chapter, a former certified Texas teacher and a graduate of Special Education and Diversity Program at the University of Texas at Austin.
And I would like to request that we install Sharia law all across the United States of America. And here is the continuation of this Islamic invasion of the West. Let's take a look.
How would you feel if it was late at night and you forgot some of your groceries, so you put in a quick pickup order from Walmart and had a food delivery driver come bring you your groceries, but after he drops the groceries off, he proceeds to pull out a rug in front of your driveway and start praying a Muslim prayer? Well, that's exactly what just happened in Wiley, Texas, and Nick from Nick's Right podcast just made a great video talking about this. He received a DM from one of his followers talking about how she went to order food from Walmart, have it delivered to her house, and then when it was dropped off by a Muslim man, I guess it was prayer time, so he decided to whip out his rug and proceed to start praying in their driveway. That is private property. I want to know what you would do if a Muslim came to your house, whipped out a rug, and started praying on your driveway. I am absolutely appalled because it was one thing for them to come here. It was another thing for them to start buying up residential houses in neighborhoods. It's another thing for them to start building mosques here. But now apparently mosques are not enough for these people because now they feel the need to go onto your private property and start praying their Muslim prayers at your house.
Okay, she asked, what would you do? So I'll answer. As somebody who's not afraid of Islam in any way, shape, or form, I would ask that person if they wanted a drink after their prayer, if they'd like to come in and eat something. I would also probably kindly sit down and tell them that in America, especially if they were an immigrant, it's inappropriate on somebody's private property to pull out your prayer mat and do your prayer. It's not appropriate. Especially if you consider there's many people in America who are not familiar with Middle Eastern culture. They're not familiar with Muslims. And you should be careful. But I would not react the way that she's reacting. I don't think it's productive. I think outrage against a man praying on your property, it's reasonable, especially considering the fear of Islam. But this is the duality that you get with my content. I don't hate Muslims and I don't hate Islam arbitrarily. The act of praying or prostrating and praying doesn't scare me. It's the Islamism, it's bigotry that I don't like, that I push away. Actually praying like that and showing kindness to somebody praying, okay, especially if they're not imposing onto you. If the person didn't come to you and ask you, hey, do you want to do you want to read the Quran? Do you want to become a Muslim? They just happen to pray in front of you. It happens to be their property, and I agree that's not appropriate, especially in the context of America. Still, I wouldn't react in the way she's reacting. I would probably invite that person in, or at least come and bring that person water after as a sign of hospitality. But I would also have a conversation with that person on why that's extremely not appropriate, especially in whiter areas in America, especially in Christian areas. It's going to make people uncomfortable and cause more of a divide. You know what the right way would be? It would be like, hey, you would ask, hey, I am running late for my prayer. I need to do it now. Would it be okay with you if I prayed here in your front yard, in front of your house? Would it bother you? And I totally understand if it's not. That's how you would do. You know, I put on tefillin every day. They're called in English phylacteries. If you don't know what you are, Jewish people wrap them. I've had to put them on in very inconvenient. I do it every single day. I've had to put them on in inconvenient areas. And for those uninclined who don't understand, I'm a brown man, and I'm wrapping these leather straps on my head and on my hand. I can understand how they would look like a bomb threat or like I'm about to commit suicide or something for people who have a fear of Middle Eastern people. I understand that context. And so as a gentleman, which I am, I will ask people, hey, I have to pray. Is it okay if I pray in front of you? Is it okay if I pray in this area? Would it bother you if I prayed right now? And when you lead with that kind of kindness, that kind of context and manners, nobody ever has a problem with it. So that's the problem on the Muslim guy. I wouldn't behave the way that this lady is behaving in the video. I'm not faulting her. It's just not how I would. But I also wouldn't behave the way that man is behaving. Both parties here are very much wrong. They shouldn't be doing that. Governor Abbott signs law banning Sharia compounds in Texas. Governor Greg Abbott today ceremonially signed House Bill 4211 into law, banning residential property developments like Epic City from creating Sharia compounds and defrauding and discriminating against Texas. God bless the great state of Texas. Man, that's awesome. Good job. You need more of that. You got to have more of that. You guys need to take action against this Epic City thing because it will, I promise you this, my friends in Texas watching, it will cause you problems. You will not have peace with Epic City. I promise you that. Holy crap. Father goes off against Texas schools giving out Sharia pamphlets and hijabs.
Is a Christian nation.
Amen.
The principal, 1 year ago, the principal on the same day, World Hijab Day, wore that hijab and said she loved it, all caps. 1 year to the day later, on World Hijab Day, Sunday, Monday hits, they're putting out girls in Sharia. They're passing out Sharia pamphlets, hijabs, Qurans, understanding Islam, understanding Sharia. Sharia treats half of this room like and these women are not. This is not a Muslim nation. This is a Christian nation. That principal knew what she was doing, and I am not believing that was one or two people at that front desk. Fired the principal. You tell the parents, don't go online to get information, but what did they get online? Marco told the truth. That's where they got the information, and you did. Online. Tell them that's not to go there. This was dawah. Muslim proselytizing. Dawah. It's like me as a Christian going into a school and witnessing to these kids. You want me to do that? Let's go.
And I'll tell you what, guys. For those of you Americans that are fed up with this behavior of the Qurans in school and the understanding Islam in school, you have got to do a good job in the next election. You guys have to vote in somebody like Marco Rubio in power to stop this stuff. You're going to have to take serious action to stop this from spreading. Because if you don't, this is only going to continue. If you get a leftist administration coming into power next election, you're cooked. It's done, baby. It is done. There might not be a coming back from it. In 4 years, and they're going to be rushing because they know now that people like Donald Trump can win. They're going to be under pressure, and you do not want that. This is insane. Texas is a ground zero for the Islamic conquest of America.
Texas is ground zero for the Islamic conquest of America. We are deep into a 1,400-year Islamic immigration conquest pattern, a patient, relentless strategy of settlement, infiltration, and eventual dominance. The Muslim Brotherhood's 1991 explanatory memorandum entered in federal court calls it a, quote, civilization jihadist process to destroy the West from within. That plan has been capturing Texas for over 35 years. We now have over 330 mosques. CAIR calls them, quote, our infrastructure. Erdogan calls them, quote, our barracks. At least 650 Islamic nonprofits channeling influence. Dozens of Islamic scholars and banks promoting Sharia compliance finance. More than $4 billion in taxpayer funds routed to Islamic entities since 2017. Our own money fueling our demise.
That's terrifying. It really is terrifying. You guys need to take action. You got to take action. A lot of it has to do with making a serious discomfort for those kinds of people to live there. If you don't want Islamists in your neighborhood, you have to start acting loud and proud, and you have to employ non-Islamist lifestyles. You know, this is a war of ideas. It's a war of cultures and societies. You got to fight. Governor Abbott announces Epic City may not begin construction. That's what I like to see, baby. That's what I like to see. Good. Governor Greg Abbott today announces that Texas Commission on Environmental Quality found that the East Plano Islamic Center and affiliated entities have not obtained the required authorizations or permits needed for construction and development of the proposed project. TCEQ sent a letter to Epic and affiliated entities to notify them that any construction will be in violation of state law and ordered them to confirm that they have not engaged in any construction activities. The Texas Commission on Environmental Quality found that the group behind the proposed Epic compound did not submit the required permits to begin construction. They must confirm with 7 days that they are immediately ceasing any construction of their illegal project or face the full weight of the law. The state of Texas will enforce its laws and protect our communities from unlawful actions. The problem is, this has got to come from the people. This is one thing that can filibuster it. It can delay the situation for a while, but it's going to have to come from the people protesting against this community, saying, we don't agree with this. Here's Fox News.
Well, in part by that statement, but also in part by information that we've gathered, there appear to be multiple violations that have taken place here. One is information has been provided to investors that appears to be misleading. Another is they appear to be in violation of fair housing laws. Also, we found that, they talk about doing all this building, but they don't have any building permits to actually do any building, and they have challenges even getting those building permits. Believe this or not, we've even received information that they may have been conducting a funeral home without legal authority. Bottom line, Laura, is that there so many questions arose, especially information that we received, that led us to need to call the elite Texas Rangers to conduct a criminal investigation to find out if criminal laws in Texas have been violated. Well, in part by that statement.
Can you imagine a massive Islamic community in Texas with gun shops? Texas has some of the most lenient gun rules. Do you think you want Islamists running around Texas with guns? Do you think you want mosques with armed U.S. citizens inside of them? You have to ask that question. Do you want a community of armed mosques inside of the United States of America? I'm not sure. These are questions that you probably need to have an answer to now before it becomes too late. Here's CBN News.
Islam. State legislators in Texas passed a version of the much-debated American Law for American Courts bill. The bill bans Muslim Sharia law within the state, as well as certain practices that contradict American law. It was filed by Representative Dan Flynn after several court cases denied restraining orders or ruled against victims in domestic disputes because those individuals cited their Sharia law practices. Although many Muslim activists oppose the legislation, it's been voted for by both the House, the State House and Senate, and it will now head to the governor's desk for a signature. Islam. State legislators in Texas passed a version of the
Bro, this is really, really, really scary stuff. Really scary stuff. Here's Tommy Robinson on Texas versus Sharia.
We are now entering what could be the victory party for Ken Paxton. Ken Paxton was an Attorney General for Texas. He's been fighting through the law against Islamic organisations and trying to stop Sharia in Texas. He was a very vocal supporter of Donald Trump. He's faced lots of lawfare. I'll just look through his previous attempts to derail him. They've hit him with the courts, they've hit him with case after case, of which he hasn't lost any by the looks of it. So we're going to go in. I think the verdict comes in about an hour and a half, but this seems like this has been a referendum for Texans. It's Islam or not Islam, Sharia or not Sharia. The person he's run against, the main head-to-head, spent £100 million on his campaign. Ken Paxton spent £4 million, and it's predicted that Ken Paxton's going to win. Now that is a real passionate message from Texans, because Ken Paxton has become the face or the vocal voice against Sharia in Texas and in this community, and his opposition not so much so. Pretty much cucked for Muslims for quite a while, cucked for Islam, was on their side, started in the start of this election coming out against it, apparently, from what I'm hearing from people, because he could see the public opinion on this. But people have put their faith, by the sounds of it, in Ken Paxton. We're going to hope to get a few questions with him to see how he's going to fight it. How do you stop it? How do you stop America becoming Britain? How do you stop the spread of Sharia when they use your laws and your system and your freedoms and the Constitution against you? That's what they're going to do. We've seen it. So I'm hoping to get a chance to speak to him, and hopefully it's a victory, because if it's a victory for him, that is a very strong mandate coming from Texans. No Sharia. They've had enough. But another decision that was voted on by primary voters was whether they want to ban Sharia law or not in the state of Texas. I'm hearing 95% of the primary voters have voted to ban Sharia law. And that sends a message to the legislators, it sends a message to the country, it sends a message to America, and certainly to the government, that this is a major issue for Texans. A major issue, and it's going to get a bigger and bigger issue for the rest of the United States of America as they see and witness the Islamisation of their towns, cities and states. It's a problem, a big problem. It's a problem that not one single European country was able to get a grip of. Let's hope America can get a grip of it. I'm speaking to Brave, we just spoke to Beau French there. I've spoke to congressman after congressman who are far ahead of the game in the sense of British politicians, because they're willing to talk openly and honestly about the dangers of Islam. At least they're willing to speak. No one in Europe will speak about this issue. So we're waiting to see what happens with Ken Paxton. The results aren't in yet. I'm hearing it may go to a runoff, which means he'll be in the top two, and then they'll go to a runoff and the results won't become in till May. So time will tell. We'll keep an eye on it.
So there you go. That's some reporting from Tommy Robinson on the inside fight. Make sure you guys go support Tommy Robinson on YouTube. We love him, friend of the show. The inside fight in Texas. And we'll see what happens next. Guys, you got to fight. You got to fight to keep your culture alive. It's not going to happen for you. I'll see you guys next one. I love you a long time. Goodbye, my friends.
Has this ever happened to you? Hey, are you a Zionist? What is this hesitation? You think Judah the Maccabee was hesitating when he's fighting for Israel? Here, take this. You think Queen Esther hesitated before stopping Haman from ending the Jews of Persia? Well, hey Habibi, you think Herzl thought he was a white colonizer as he Zionized the Jews of Europa? Listen, kid, I don't care if you're a Muslim, a Jew, or a Christian. You're a Zionist, right? Yeah. Well, a good Zionist goes to thetravelingclad.com and buys some provocative merchandise. They do? Absolutely, a pinch of I have some incredible designs for you, Yeled. They say everything promised to you 3,000 years ago. Here, take a shirt with a matching hat. For you, good price. They say they kick you from 109 countries. Here, join the 109 club. Take shirt and matching hat. For you, good price. Habibi, you want to Zionize? Here, take shirt, matching hat. You like Kuba Selek shel Safta? Here, take shirt, matching hat. Take sticker, take hoodie, take, good price, take, good price, take, good price, take, good price, take. Yossi, achi, he understand you, stop! A good Zionist goes to thetravelingclad.com and buys merch. Yalla, Habibi, for you, good price.
If you don't want to buy any merchandise, the best way to support me is by donating on Buy Me a Coffee, my PayPal, or becoming a member on my Patreon. Your support is very much needed and very much appreciated. Thank you.